Hello, this is Einar from Unity Center. Today I'm super excited to have little grandmother on our stool here. And she is in Norway for a workshop tomorrow and a workshop this evening. And I've been excited for her work for many years. And when I heard she was coming here, I was, yes, she has to come here. And she has some very interesting and very important messages to do, so listen. But first I want to know a little bit about your background. How I read some of your papers. As a young child you were typical, you had sights and everything. And but can you tell a little bit about how you grew up, just a little bit, and then
Sure.
how you got this message to be a shaman?
Sure. Well, I grew up in a very extremely rural area, about 500 people, all cowboys, cattle, ranches, farms, in the middle of Colorado, up in the San Luis Valley of Colorado Rockies. And so it was a very small community, and we're all Mormon. My father was a Mormon missionary who went to Montana onto an Indian reservation where he met my mother. And after his mission, then my mother met my father, married, and we were all born inside this Mormon community. And so I grew up just in the wilderness, you know, really country lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got to spend a lot of my time in the wilderness with the animals, with the trees, and I formed really beautiful bonds with different animals. And really,
You talked with them?
Oh yes, very much so.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and when I bring this up about talking to animals, people think, wow, how extraordinary. And it is, but we all can do it.
Yes.
And that's what I want to teach people. We can all do this. I'm not special because I can. The elders say that nature has never stopped speaking to humankind. We just stopped listening. And if you think back to being a kid, how often did you speak to animals? I think we all did. But as we grow up, we shut it off. Luckily, in that time of spending so much time in the wilderness, I gained this real amazing connection with Mother Earth. And I started to hear her literally speak words and give me lessons about life and really important things. And I grew up, I had a couple of kids, and I decided the Mormon church wasn't for me. I left, but it was a hard period of time in my life because the church is telling you believe in one thing, nature is saying believe in something else, and I was very torn.
Yeah.
But I chose for what I knew was real and right, and that's what I chose. But again, it was very hard, but until my 30th birthday, on my 30th birthday, I got a phone call from some elders saying, we know that you've been being taught. We know the things that you have been being taught, and you're not crazy. So for the first time in my life, it was the scariest moment of my life because they also said, you know, there's something you need to do with this information. That was scary, but just to be told, we know what you have been taught, it is real, it made me okay with who I was and what I was hearing, what I was experiencing. And then I went through the initiations of becoming a shaman and one of the 12 wisdom keepers. And that was a really hard experience. This is a couple of years of really intense things that you have to really go through and experience to become a shaman wisdom keeper. And then I was given the name Little Grandmother. Lots of people are confused by my name. They expect this little old lady to come in the room with no teeth and a cane. But it's me.
No teeth and a cane.
But that was my shaman's name given to me.
Yeah.
And my job as a wisdom keeper and a shaman is to gather the tribe of many colors. Meaning people all over the world, no matter what background they're from, or what color, or what religion, whatever it is, we are brothers and sisters on this planet. We're supposed to come together once again and remember that Mother Earth is alive. Animals have a spirit. We're not the owners of nature. We're not the owners of land. We're not the owners of trees and animals. We're the stewards of. We're the caretakers of. And we should have a relationship with Mother Earth again. And why is that so important? It is because if you do not know how to love Mother Earth, you will never respect her. You will buy plastic and throw it out the window. You will do things that harm her. But the moment you have a relationship with her, you know her and you love her, that's when you start taking care of her and the animals and the wilderness.
Yes.
And so we need to gather ourselves together as brothers and sisters. We are all on this planet together as one, no matter how much pigment in our skin cells we have.
Yes.
We are all equal. We were all sent here as equals. We're all as beautiful as each other. Come together instead of focusing on the differences. Come together and love each other for who we are and respect one another and enjoy our differences and love this planet once again. And then we stop focusing on ego and we start focusing on love. And through love, we can heal all the wounds that we have created.
And the big problem is that I think everybody on Earth Day is so mind-washed into with schools, religions, and everything that we really don't believe that Mother Earth has its own consciousness. I think that's the biggest problem. What can we do with that?
Well, the first thing you have to realize, or even be asked, is where does consciousness come from?
Yes.
Where does Earth consciousness, we all know that there's a consciousness on our planet. Where does it come from? And most people do not know the answer to this. It comes from us. What we believe, what we do, what we feel, what we say, our actions, all feed one or two things in consciousness. There's only ego or love consciousness. There's only two. So with every action, every feeling, every emotion, you are feeding ego consciousness or you're feeding love consciousness. First we have to remember that one true fact.
That was the easy one.
Very easy.
Yeah.
The elders say everything that is simple is true.
Yes.
Simple as that. The other thing, first we have to remember that this is a reality. We're creating it. Second is we do get caught up in our day-to-day nonsense. And I like to call it nonsense because how much energy do you give on a daily basis, do we all give on a daily basis, to what other people expect of us, what other people think of us, what society demands of us?
Yes.
I would say 95% of our energy every day goes to what other people think and trying to fill those shoes. But if you can look at life from a higher perspective and just for a moment think, I'm a great I am. I have a spark of greatness in me, a soul. And I decided to send that soul to this planet to gain a body and to experience Earth life. And that Earth life is a journey. We are taking a test. We are experiencing everyday duality, love, sadness, anger. We do all of these things, but it's about experience. It's about learning and growing, becoming better people, just having the experience. If we can look at life through this bigger place, does it matter what the stranger said to us? Does it matter what we dress like? Does it matter how much we weigh, what our hair looks like, or if our clothes are in style or not? Does it matter what belongings you have? Or does it matter that you can go outside and literally feel wind on your skin? Or you can make someone else smile? Or that even through breaking your heart, you can learn and grow to be a better person? If you can look at life through a bigger place and believe you are bigger and you are worth more than what you are believing right now, life changes for everybody. For everybody. It doesn't matter what somebody else thinks of you. And if you can see life from that bigger place, life changes dramatically. You can go outside and tune out the cars. You can feel the sunshine. You can think, wow, how fabulous is it to be on this planet right now? Life changes and joy becomes exuberant.
Yes.
And so then when you're feeling love and feeling happy, you're feeding love consciousness.
Yes.
And that's where you can change the world.
Yes. And we had another guy from Germany that talked. He is also talking to the planet, and I asked him what we're using up all the resources and electricity and everything. What can we give back? And he says, no, give Mother Earth love and gratitude.
Absolutely.
That's something easy we can do.
It's true. You sat here just 10 minutes ago and said you had Don Ho sitting in this chair not too long ago.
Yeah.
He's the leader of the whole Mayan civilization right now.
Yeah.
Do you know that the elders, including him, all the grand elders on our planet right now, are saying that the humankind, to heal our planet and heal ourselves, have one thing and one thing only to do: be love. They are not asking us to go protest our government. They're not asking us to go rally on the streets. They're not asking us to do anything. They're asking us to be love. When you act in love, when you feel love, when you are grateful, your energy rises as high as it can go. Gratitude is the highest energy you can achieve on planet Earth, followed by love. And when you're feeling love and gratitude, you literally change the consciousness on our planet, and you change your own energy. When that happens, you're in synchronicity with Mother Earth, with the plants, with the animals, with your brothers and sisters. And in love, you will change the world. If you think of America right now spending $70 billion a year on warfare, $70 billion. Think about those leaders for 1 year living in love. What could they do for our planet? In just 1 year, they could change everything on our planet. They could feed all the hungry in 1 year's time. But because ego is ruling our world, we keep destroying her. Because we don't have a love relationship with her.
Yeah.
But when we feel love and we act in love, we do the right thing. We treat each other respectfully. Living in love is the answer. Being love truly is the answer to changing our world.
Yes,
it's that simple.
Yeah, it is. But still, people have problems with that.
Because we're too wrapped up in what society demands of us, or wants of us.
Okay, what changes are Mother Earth and humanity going to go through? What changes are we going through now? Everybody I've been interviewing now is talking about dimension shift and things we have to hurry up, and things are going to soon happen. But the things that's going to happen, they are so far out, nobody believes in it. So that's also a problem. So if they knew this is going to be maybe a polar shift, and maybe all these things, going to be dramatic things happening on Earth, if people knew it, they would maybe listen to you.
Exactly. Do you know the biggest leap for spiritualism came right around 2012? Because everybody was afraid the world was going to end at the end of 2012.
Yeah.
First, they have to realize that the end of 2012, December 21st, was just a calendar change of the Mayan people. It had nothing to do with the end of the world. But then there also is, and something I've been talking about for a while, a magnetic pole shift happening. So instead of giving you the what-ifs in the future, some big boom or scary cataclysmic event to scare people, I simply say, let's look at what's already happening. Do you realize that the magnetic poles are already shifting? For the first time in human written history, you have the magnetic North Pole is moving. The last 5 years, it was 3 times faster than it's ever moved before. And every year, it has tripled. Now it's over 64 miles away from magnetic due north. At the... we're going to have to skip this, cut this out because I'm having a brain moment. At the airport, yes.
We never edit this thing. We just put out, it's no problem.
Sorry. At the airports, they've literally had to pull up the landing strips and remake them because due north is no longer due north. They've done this all over the world. And most public don't even realize this is happening. But due north is no longer due north. For the first time in written history, migrating birds are completely getting lost on their migrations. Fish in the sea are getting completely lost on their migrations because due north is not due north anymore. It is on the move in the fastest, most dramatic way human beings have experienced. So it is moving. It's moving faster and faster every single year. And just like the elders say of the old Mayans and the Aboriginal people who have lived through a pole shift before, once it begins, it can't stop and reverse itself. It will go through its whole shift. So we are very literally living through a magnetic pole shift. It is a fact. And a lot of amazing things are happening on our planet because the old wisdom from ancient cultures are coming forth. We are starting to... You know how many things in our history books are wrong? It is unbelievable. But now these facts are coming up and we can realize who we really are as human beings and what the real answers are, and to get back to knowing the truth again. So things are shifting on our planet in a major way. And there's an ancient prophecy that is shared worldwide that at the time of the great shift, which is the pole shift on the planet, would come the strongest of the strong people. The strongest of strong souls, the great I ams, the people we've been waiting for. And now the elders are saying, you are who we have been waiting for. You are it.
Yeah.
You are the great I ams. You are those we've been waiting for. And literally, we are that generation. We are the ones that can comprehend what ego has done to this planet and to people, our brothers and sisters all over the world. And we can comprehend what love can do. And through our actions, and through our emotions, and through our feelings, we can change how we are living. We can do it by being love. It is simple once you figure it out.
Yeah, but one of the main things is that you have to be in love in this major shift.
Yes.
If you're going to come up to these new dimensions.
It's true.
But how to get people to understand that? You're saying that the polar shift is already started.
Yes.
And when it starts to go very fast, what's going to happen then? Is this the time the 3 days are coming without the sun not coming through?
Yes.
Yes.
And we learned this. Nobody knows for a fact what's going to happen tomorrow, because tomorrow hasn't happened yet. But the people who have lived on planet Earth during a real pole shift before, are with a history, is the Mayan and Aboriginal people. And what they said happened during that fast switch, because it's just like taking a pen. Can I borrow that pen? And if I move it to the side, the pole shift is happening. At some point, it's going to go.
Yes.
And that's exactly what's going to happen with our... At some point, it's going to go. And the Mayans say, and it's so funny because everybody has 1,000 different ideas about this.
Yes.
But you know, only a couple years ago did a Mayan ever write a book. But there's something like 6,000 books written out there about what's going to happen. You know, it's kind of crazy. But what the elders are saying happens is during this time when it flips, that is when we'll be without the sunlight. And it could happen for 3 days. They said the last time where the loss of life came from during a magnetic pole shift was not volcanoes, it was not earthquakes, it was not cataclysmic things happening on our planet. People died because of their own fear.
Yes.
And this is because when this is happening, a huge amount of energy comes to our planet. From within our planet and from without the planet comes. It really does. The energy skyrockets. And whatever you're feeling will skyrocket. It will go up in a big way. So if you're feeling absolute fear, that is what implodes. If you are feeling love, that is what expands. And this is where humankind can move forward into a higher vibration or a higher energy.
Yeah, what happens to the people that's not in the love place?
Whatever they're feeling will expand. So, but this is the key that I really like to tell people, because people say, well, if I'm a spiritual being, then I should be able to go and expand. But what about my friends and family that aren't really trying to be spiritual? Well, they're not bad people, are they?
No.
They are not. The highest energy always wins. This is the key to our universe. And this is how all things work. The highest energy always wins. And we know for a fact, love energy is the highest energy, scientifically proven.
Yes.
Love energy is the highest energy on our planet. So, what if you're not a bad person and the energy on our planet comes up? You will go up. If you're a really terrible person, an evil person, and I don't think there's many evil people out there, but the rapists, the murderers, those that have lost their connection to goodness, and the energy expands like this, can an energy that vibrates down here live in an energy that vibrates up here? No, they can't. They will no longer be here. And this is where the solution comes to when the elders say, when the earth and its people move to a higher vibration, there won't be murder and rape, because that is gone. Because when the vibration is up here, evil or a very low energy can't survive in a frequency that is this high. But for most of us, 99% of all human beings on this planet are not bad people. They will simply raise their vibration.
But one of the things that's very important to get out the information, as Don Alejandro said, It's one of his YouTube videos. He said, when the darkness comes, just put a stick on the fire and
Yes.
take it easy and be in your heart.
That's what I say. Light a candle, sing a song, play hide and go seek with your children. Make it easy, calm, and grounded. You know, don't freak out, because the more fear you're feeling, that's what will expand.
So that information is super important.
Absolutely.
So one day when this really happens, and most of the people on Earth have never heard about it, so I try to tell some of my friends that this is coming and just take it easy.
Yes.
That's the main message. So that's right.
Yes, so the most important thing I could say is, if we wake up in the morning and the sun is not shining, don't run out to your nearest grocery and break the windows and go grab all the milk you can find and the food you... Stay in your house, light some candles, eat whatever's in your cupboard, because in a couple days the sun will come back up. But no matter how good the community is, most people, and we've seen it in cities when the electricity goes out or a small earthquake happens, people pillage whatever they can find. They run into fear, anger, they fight each other for the last loaf of bread. Whatever you're feeling will expand. So just sit down, put another log on the fire, light a candle, eat your crackers, sing songs, play some games. It's going to be okay. Don't move into fear.
Yes.
Just like Don Alejandro said during the last shift, the biggest loss of life was from fear itself. Stay calm. Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. But the main thing also is that this is going to happen in the very near future.
I believe so.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
wow.
It's time to shift.
Yes, it's...
The elders all over the world would not be saying, you are the ones we've been waiting for, if it wasn't true.
No.
The elders never lie.
No. I hope not.
Nope.
Okay, we have covered... I have some questions try to cover here, but we have gone through most of them. Now we have talked about the dimension shift and things like that, but what can we do in the meantime to help the consciousness for Mother Earth?
One of the very biggest things you can do is, of course, be love. When you shift your consciousness, when you aim what you feel, what you're doing, what you're thinking about, what you're feeling, towards the positive, you will not feed the negative. Literally feeding one or the other, because when you feel it emotionally, you are feeding that feeling. Just like when you're angry, you're feeling a lot of anger. You're feeding the wrong place. We were all born, every single one of us. It's not our parents that told us what feels good and what feels wrong. Doesn't matter what religion you are, where you're born. You know what feels good, you know what feels bad. Because when something feels good, you're in direct connection with your great I am, with source, with what is good. So do what feels good, not what feels bad. Easier said than done, but that's the super key. So as long as you're feeding the positive, you are feeding love consciousness to become bigger than ego consciousness. You're helping the world. Something that we can literally do is sit down 5 minutes a day and just feel gratitude for what you love. Gratitude is the highest energy. If you can be having the worst day in the world, and if you sit down and think of something that you love and be grateful for it, your energy shifts. You can do it any time of any day. And when you shift that energy or that feeling, then you're out of anger and you're feeding the right thing again.
Yes.
So can you imagine if people just sat down for 5 minutes every day and just felt love? What that could do for our planet?
Yeah.
Super things. We have scientific proof that by just sitting next to a plant and saying, I love you, thank you for being beautiful, it grows stronger.
Yes.
If you feel terrible towards it, it will die. We know this is real. Secondly, we know the effect our emotions and our thoughts and our feelings have on water.
Yeah.
Water is the key to all of this, actually. And so many people aren't discussing this. But the discovery of Dr. Emoto in our lifetime is probably one of the biggest discoveries that we could ever come across. Every particle of water on this planet, whether it's from a mud puddle, an orange, a grape, or the human body, every single particle, if you look under a microscope, has a crystal structure inside of it. Every particle. Crystals absorb your emotions. It absorbs energy. That is why when you hold a crystal in your hands and you feel a strong emotion, it will absorb that emotion, then you can use it for that. Every crystal inside of ourselves, and we are 80% water, or this planet, can absorb an emotion, a feeling, a prayer. So the biggest thing that I've been trying to teach people all over the world is give the crystals back to Mother Earth. If you're not using a crystal for healing or to help yourself, give it back. Set a prayer and intention inside that crystal, and then give it back to wild water. Set it full of prayers for Mother Earth's waters to heal, for animals to be safe and healed from radiation or dirty water, whatever it is. Prayers for Mother Earth, prayers for humanity. Set your intention, then give your crystal back to the water. Because crystals share information, they share energy. And when you put prayers inside of a crystal and throw it into the water, all those particles in that water will share that same prayer. And then something amazing happens with water. Water evaporates. And so then, in every single particle of that water starts to go up and mixes with all the other particles of water in the air. And your prayer is shared some more. Then it goes up and mingles inside of a cloud, where your prayer then is set into all those particles of water. And then it rains. And it rains your prayers down onto the plants, onto the animals, onto our fruits and vegetables, our crops, and on us. The water on this planet never leaves our planet. The same water we're drinking today was here during the dinosaurs' times. It just recycles. And that prayer will recycle again and again and again. One crystal thrown into the water with your prayer can be more effective than anything else you can do today. Give your crystals back to Mother Earth.
Yes, fantastic. Well, I saw a very nice video about you working in Japan,
Yes.
Fukushima, and using crystals to clean the radiation.
Yes.
And it also tested you tested things afterwards and the radiation was gone.
We literally had scientists using some of the Fukushima water that's terribly, terribly radiated. And we had them hook up the water to computers to say how much becquerel tons of radiation was in the water. We had all the levels. And we took a random crystal, because we asked people from all over the world to send blessed crystals to Japan or to us. And you should have seen how many luggages we took, carried on full of crystals with us to Japan. We had so many crystals there, and the scientists just chose randomly one of these crystals. Could have been anybody's, with the prayer. And they put it in the water, and we
Only
expected...
one crystal?
Yeah, one crystal. Put it in the water, and we expected the radiation to start lowering. But within 2 minutes, radiation was undetectable. Gone. Undetectable in 2 minutes. Yes. We know it works, for a fact. And so
scientific proof.
We've got it. We've got it. We really do. And we have been taking crystals with us. We travel the world constantly. We take crystals with us everywhere we go.
Yeah.
And we put it in the water, and we pass them out for people to put in the water with their own prayers. And we took crystals to every single island of Japan, from Yonaguni all the way up to Fukushima, to the top of the mountains, with the elders of Japan. And we got in that frozen water. We went to the very top of the mountain. The underwater river flows under and goes underneath Fukushima. And all that 300 becquerel tons of radiation every single day flows into that water and into the ocean. So we went to the top of the mountain where the water first comes out. And it was still frozen in ice and snow. And we got in there with this crystal. And we dunked ourselves under this huge boulder so the crystal couldn't wash away. So that crystal is still there, still running. Sadly, so is Fukushima plant, still pumping out 300 becquerel tons a day of radiation.
Into the Pacific.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nobody's talking about that.
No, they're not. It's very hush-hush.
Yeah.
Because they don't want people to panic.
No.
And this is where it comes. The crystals are so important to us. Every ounce of our food has water in it. Everything that's in your refrigerator has water in it. Meaning, every water particle has a crystal inside of it. We know through these tests, through scientific experiments, that love, being the strongest energy on our planet, so is radiation and energy. Love is stronger.
Yeah.
You can put your intentions in a crystal to say, please, heal the water particles within my food, and put that crystal inside your refrigerator and let it get to work. The scientists has even done studies. The radiation is in the milk and the eggs all over the world, from Peru to Australia. It is everywhere now. It is global because of this. It is in everything that we're eating and drinking. You can set a large vase next to your water fountain with a crystal inside and just get water, have that crystal bless to delete radiation, not to absorb radiation, to delete radiation, and then drink your water. We can protect ourselves by using Mother Earth.
Fantastic. This is things that's important to get out there. But you can also, if you go into these radiating areas, you can have a crystal on yourself too to clean your body.
Absolutely. We wore them the entire time we were there. Yep, crystals, crystals, crystals. And it really is, I knew they were working because Mother Earth even teaches, use my crystals and give them back. Said your prayers, and this is how you're going to heal yourself. Protect yourself. I've been saying for 7 years now, wear a crystal and don't take it off. You can protect yourself. Put it in your bathtub, put it in your drinking water, put it in your fridge, and leave it there to delete radiation. Yep.
Delete.
It works.
Everybody knows what that means.
Delete. In 2 minutes' time, there was undetectable radiation in the water taken directly from the Fukushima plant. We know it works.
It is very interesting news, but the normal media, they don't talk about it at all.
No, they don't.
So
There's too much money involved.
Yes, it is, and
it's big business, big government, big money.
Luckily, we have the YouTube and the internet.
Yeah.
But I was wondering when they're going to shut down the internet. It's too much interesting news there. You're talking about the great I am.
Yes.
What can we create if we combine our hearts? This is maybe what we can. We have been talking about that now, but you have been talking about in the other papers about how the new times is going to be. Where everybody gets to go through walls, and that's maybe a long time. But can you talk a little bit about when the shift starts and the people that's coming through in their heart, what's going to happen after that?
Well, nobody can say for sure. Nobody can say for sure exactly what it will be like. But what we do know is if we step up in a higher level, if we're all living in love. Can you imagine a place that is ruled by love? No one will go hungry. No one will get hurt. There will be no murder, no rape, no one person thinking or feeling that they are better than another. Everyone is equal. And everyone sees the beauty in someone else. There is no judgment. I allow you 100% to be who you are and live your life. You allow me to be who I am and to live my life. And we love each other for it. Can you imagine a world like that? I don't care about walking through walls. I don't care about eating only sunlight. But what I can imagine that blows my mind, can you imagine living one day, being able to go outside and knowing there's not one child that's hungry, knowing that there's not one child that's being abused, not one woman being abused, not one man sent off to war that has to fight and die, that you can go out and meet anybody that is no longer a stranger, that you can really witness them and love them and feel kindness and compassion towards them and they to you. That is heaven. And that is what our goal is. That is what each and every one of us can live and enjoy if we change it. And we are the ones that are being asked to do this job. That is why we must be the strongest of the strong. That is why we must be those we've been waiting for, like the elders say. We're the ones that can do this.
But is it enough people on Earth now that's, I'm talking about you have to have some percent that is in this consciousness to get it to come over?
It is true. You do have to have a certain percentage.
How is that then?
But instead of saying you must have exactly 5,001 people, if you look at it in frequency and energy, because that's what our real reality is frequency. Because love is so much more powerful than hate, It doesn't take everybody on this planet to switch love consciousness. It takes a good handful of us. Really living from love, feeding love consciousness, to flip ego into love. And that's what we have to do. And what I always like to say, I guarantee you, the elders and the wisdom keepers and the shamans of this planet would not be working so hard every single day to teach the people if we didn't have a real chance of doing this. We'd go home and eat pizza. But we have the ability. And every single day, more and more people are waking up. More and more people are understanding within themselves, all this that society says is important is not enough for me. We are waking up inside. Society is not enough. What they expect of me is not enough. Where is the real value? People are waking up on their own. And the people that are already awake are gathering themselves together, growing that love consciousness stronger and stronger and stronger. And so we are starting to flip that bobber, that ego into love. And it's rocking back and forth. We just need that last push of this generation to flip it over. We absolutely have the ability to do it.
Very good. What can we support you with in your work?
The only support
You have
I
already
ask
talked about
for,
it,
to love yourself, to love every brother and sister on this planet as equals. No more looking at this religion as less of that religion, or you're right and they're wrong. No more saying you're black, you're red, you're white, you're yellow. Just see your brother and sister, knowing that you sent yourself here to enjoy this journey, and it is your journey, and I have my journey, and they have theirs. And my journey is very different from your journey. So how can I judge that person? I'm not living their life. We cannot judge other people. We can respect them. You don't have to believe everybody else the way they believe, but you can respect them. Just be love. That's the only thing I ask. Just be love. Love yourself. Love each other. Remember, Mother Earth is alive. And the only way you are alive as a human being is because of Mother Earth. Every drink